a show from when they were kids. They've got some cheap recording equipment and spare time. No one will ever listen to this show, but they're gonna record it anyway. Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome to the very final episode of Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where it's the same old song, only for a moment, and then the moment's gone. All we are is dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. My name's Matt.
I'm Michael, guys. Hey.
How are you, Michael?
I'm good. This
Yeah.
is weird.
It is weird. It's the end of an era.
Especially because we're doing this at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Having been on so many hours of Pokemon walking.
Hey, I'm pumped up because I've been catching Pokemon, getting exercise.
I can't believe we made it here.
Do you mean you can't believe we survived our Pokemon walk?
I mean, I can't believe we survived 3 years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. I was looking back through my Facebook profile recently
Yep.
to find something. It's a conversation with Sarah or something.
Sure.
Something. And I saw like the first post from
Yep.
the podcast on Facebook, and it was a long time ago.
It was so long ago.
Life was different back then.
It was.
The world.
I didn't have an iPhone. Oh, no, I probably did have an iPhone. Yeah, life was the same then. There you go. Nothing's changed.
No, things have changed. It was a simpler world, a simpler time.
Yeah.
But that's not the world we live in now.
No. We got Pokemon Go.
Yep. And nothing else matters. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's very strange.
It really, yeah.
Things end.
Yeah.
Everything ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't end. Our website. www.
Good pitch. I like it. This podcast will disappear into the ether, but our website is eternal.
The internet doesn't forget. www.rangerdangerpodcast.com is that website.
Yep.
Where we have the show notes and the creature feature and all sorts of stuff. If you want to send us an email, rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. We're at RangerDcast on Twitter. Send us your Twitter tweets while, we're still living because everything is finite. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, Google+.
For at least as long as those services exist.
Yep. And if you want to sort of buy away your existential angst, head to rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop and buy some of the things and stuff we have on offer to fill that gaping void in your soul.
Yeah. All right. So, Matt, this is the last episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yep.
I wanted to talk to you about the end of the Power Rangers.
Yes. So the end of the franchise?
Yeah.
So we're getting all hypothetical?
There's been 4 or 5 points in the show's history where the people making it thought they were making the last episode of Power Rangers.
Yes.
Some of those are good.
Yes.
Some of those are not good.
Yes.
But, eventually Power Rangers has to end, I think.
In theory.
Yeah.
It's possible that Power Rangers last long enough until we develop the ability to create universes ourselves as sentient beings, and then we start seeding Power Rangers into all of those universes, and Power Rangers becomes a universal constant.
Okay, yes, but assuming that the show doesn't last however many hundreds of thousands of years that would be, millions,
3 decades.
Oh, okay. 2050, we're just going to be like, hey, have you seeded a universe this morning?
Yeah.
Right. The show's got to end, right? Either because they stop making Super Sentai.
Yep.
And Saban is not willing to pay the money to make the show.
Yes.
Or it stops selling toys.
Yes.
In which case, it's not worth it to keep making it.
Yep.
Or, I guess that's probably it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's possible that they figure out some way to create a free-to-play app that's based around Power Rangers.
Power Rangers Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
That can replace toys.
Sure.
And that's a revenue stream.
Yeah. Do you think that app would be free to play? Can you imagine a universe in which that app is free?
Oh, I could definitely can, but with the most ridiculous of payment incentives.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Where it's,
you can get I don't know, the yellow Ninja Storm Ranger. I don't know, even if that's a Power Ranger. And all the other Power Rangers cost $100.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you start with Rocky.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that happens. But yeah, I guess I have to admit, maybe Power Rangers is not forever.
So I warned you that I was going to ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's say you have to write the last episode of Power Rangers.
Yes.
What is it?
I had a long think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't get to anywhere super satisfactory.
It's tough, right?
Yeah, because I think that they've kind of mishandled the legacy concept.
Sure.
Pretty consistently
Yep.
throughout the run. And it's hard for what would probably be a cast of characters that's been around for
a couple of years.
2 years, say, to sort of put the final pin in a franchise that is largely not theirs to lay claim to.
Sure.
And
at the same time, you don't just want to bring Jason David Frank back.
Exactly. In fact, I'd rather not.
Sure.
I could see an argument for bringing Austin St. John back.
Sure.
But, what does he do that makes that feel...
Even then, it doesn't represent... Yeah.
And it's not like, you can have Zordon there and Zordon dies at the end.
Yeah.
Because they kind of done that, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
There's not a lot in the franchise that gives you continuity that you can leverage to make an impactful final statement.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's on Earth, it's not like you can really give a happily ever after that's any more meaningful than any other series.
Yes.
Particularly because, again, at the end of In Space, they get as close to that as you can possibly...
Oh, you mean when they destroy evil?
Yeah.
Except for...
When they don't.
The 16 continuous years of evil that we've had since then.
Exactly right. So it's a real tough one. I would like to do, if I had my druthers, an epilogue episode.
Yes, agreed.
Where it's 5,000 years in the future.
Okay, that's a lot further than I'd have gone, but sure.
Some ways in the future.
Yeah.
And it's about an archaeologist, space archaeologist.
Telling the story of the Power Rangers?
Maybe not even telling the story of the Power Rangers, but let's say humanity has long abandoned Earth.
Yep.
And they go back there looking for a great source of power.
Yep.
Sort of learn the history of the Power Rangers.
Yep.
And then accidentally restart the morphing grid.
Yep.
And then sort of ignites the future of Power Rangers again.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's all of my thoughts were about. You have to wrap up that team the episode before and give them their happy endings.
Yeah.
And then the next episode is the last of the Power Rangers or the first of the Power Rangers or something. And it's about let's go to the command center again and see it the tube is empty and everything's shut down. Maybe Alpha's still there?
Yeah, maybe.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
And he's not a crucial enough character that... It's not like bringing an actor back.
Yeah.
It's just hey, Alpha's here.
Yeah.
And I think my pitch was... I want Alpha to tell those people the story about the last Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And I want, I don't know how you shoot that. I don't know if they're just morphed and a costume we've never seen before.
Yep.
And then it's just this is the last team of Power Rangers. It doesn't actually matter who they were.
Yes.
Or maybe you shoot them in suits we've seen and change it occasionally. Alpha doesn't know who it was.
Yeah.
He just knows
there was the last team of Power Rangers.
Who there was and what happened.
I'm sure that they could use footage from a Sentai that they haven't used.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Go Busters or something, right?
Yeah. And just something about this is what it was about.
Yeah.
And this is like you can't end on a downer note for Power Rangers.
No. And to me, it would be like, this was the last team of Power Rangers because this was the team of Power Rangers that really finally kind of did put it to bed.
It was done.
Yep.
We were just like...
And after that, humanity took to the stars and was okay.
Yeah.
And I think maybe you'd even make it that the people that come to Earth, like, they aren't really human at all.
It's too far in the future. It's just...
Yeah. They arrive and they're searching for a great source of power because there's some sort of great source of evil chasing them.
Yes.
And they discover the power of the Power Rangers and become the new Power Rangers. And then something comes out of a space dumpster. It's like, I'm free!
Yeah, and then gets punched in the face by a giant robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be pretty good.
Yeah. There's no way they'd let us make it.
No.
No.
Definitely no.
Not toyetic enough.
No.
Maybe actually, I say that, but maybe if everyone knew that the show was done, like, you'd maybe get a little leeway.
Maybe. Yeah.
God damn. The show's going to end.
The show's going to end. Everything ends. It's heavy.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go watch something that will undoubtedly be so much less fulfilling than the episode we just described?
Definitely. Let's do it.
So, Rangers in Reverse.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I don't...
I actually think I do know.
Okay.
So I will...
Based on your vague, like, Zio...
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, let's go watch our last episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah. There's no more.
There's no more. That's it. There is no more.
All right. We'll be back in a sec.
Well, after 145 episodes, that was the last episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and its first season finale.
And, like, that was good.
That was pretty good.
That was, like, it set real stakes.
Yep.
It, like, executed on all of the things that it was trying to do effectively.
Yep. It felt intense.
It felt like the end of something.
Yes.
And holy shit, did they actually just end Power Rangers there?
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. I guess we got to take it from the top.
As that is our custom. Yeah.
All right. It's Kat's birthday tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
And all the other Rangers have met in the juice bar.
Yep.
There's a plan.
Tommy's on the other side of the counter.
Yep.
They have a very friendly relationship with Ernie, don't they?
Look, I wrote a note later. We see them, there's a carnival in town.
Yep.
Right? We see them going down like a giant slide, and then they're all like, wow, that was such fun. These kids are like, they've got to be 16 or 17.
Yes.
They're the biggest squares. Even I was not this dorky.
Yeah. And yet they're clearly also the cool kids at school. It's a weird school. Weird social hierarchy there.
There's not even a hint of edginess to them.
No. Or sarcasm or anything like that. It's all earnest.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Anyway, Kat doesn't want to make her birthday a big deal.
Yep. But the Rangers are going to see to that, kind
Yep.
of.
They only know because Rocky helped her register for school.
Like, I've got to wonder why. We have forms in Australia. We know how they work.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe they don't have forms in America. If you found out that the school system in America involves you putting your name into a hat,
Yeah.
and then someone drawing it at random and deciding which district that meant you were in, like, how shocked would you be?
Not super shocked,
Yeah,
to be
right?
honest, yeah.
Americans, please write in. Let us know if your school system involves a hat.
I know of one school system that involves a hat.
That's a fictional wizard school system.
Right, okay, that one doesn't count.
In a different country.
Okay, yeah.
Master Vile hasn't been seen lately either.
For a few days, apparently.
He's been busy.
Up to mischief.
He's got something brewing.
Probably something vile.
It is.
And masterful.
And
it is.
You know it's evil because of the pipe organ.
Yeah.
It really does sell it.
It works. It works for him real well.
Yeah. He's summoning something pretty evil. Mm-hmm. And the moon is shaking, and he's saying things like, the end of the Power Rangers is only a matter of time. So you know it's serious or possibly not.
Yeah, I mean, that's something they said basically every week.
Yeah.
But, you know, coming from him, it kind of has a ring of truth to it.
Yeah. In the command center, Zordon has deactivated himself temporarily.
Yeah.
He shows up in a sec.
He shows up by rising,
Yeah.
like, from the bottom of the tube, which is a weird effect.
This is really interesting.
Yes.
In a worse episode of this show,
Yeah.
that would just be like we had 30 seconds to fill.
Yes.
Somehow, just because this is a better episode, that feels like a thing, like these characters have lives and Zordon was doing a thing when this happened. He's not just constantly sitting in that tube waiting.
It was actually an important line, one in particular. I don't know if you picked it up.
Which one?
He said that he was in his private chamber.
Yeah, I've got questions about that.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I know.
Do you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
How? He's a head in a tube. How does he have a chamber at all?
I know.
Okay, I don't. I'm genuinely excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, this point in particular, whoever directed this really stepped up the cinematography.
Yeah, it was a better episode in a lot of ways.
Like shots like through the tubes around the command center,
Yeah.
just to get the feeling that this is a space that they're all performing in. It's just...
it really brought it.
It's like everyone was like, shit, okay, we've been phoning this in for 145 episodes. It is finally like...
Let's do a good one.
Look, will you finally let me move the camera 6 steps back and shoot something out of focus, please?
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, really good. So, yeah.
So Alpha's freaking out because something has been affecting the sensors, basically.
Yeah.
And Zordon's like, yeah, I know, because I know everything. It's the Orb of Doom, which is the doomiest orb out.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And that's a problem, because you don't want someone called Master Vile having something called the Orb of Doom, because it's the greatest evil in the universe.
The greatest evil in the universe.
Which is a pretty big call.
Especially given that it's a small glass sphere.
A crystal, I believe they call it.
Oh,
which
sorry.
is weird. I mean, it's an orb.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be eight different things, but
Yeah.
that's fine. Orb of Doom.
It's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Orb of something Etania. Like, just...
Given that it's not just like an explosive device.
Yeah.
It's not purely about reconstruction. It serves a very specific purpose that we'll get to relatively soon.
Yeah.
You probably could have done better than Orb of Doom.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too harsh because I appreciate the good episode, but that was not the finest hour.
No, that's not the shining... Like, Zeo, you guys invented that.
Yeah.
Just, like...
Make up some words.
Yeah, put in, like, Xeon. Don't do that. But, like, come on. I guess they just drew tiles out of a Scrabble thing?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're at the carnival.
Yep.
Kat's blindfolded. She somehow doesn't know where she is, despite the fact that we can all hear the carnival music. And we have carnivals here.
Yes.
Like, not to the extent that I believe they exist in America.
Yep.
But if you heard that music, you would say, are you taking me to the carnival?
Yep.
Not, what is this?
There's nothing that we have that we call a carnival.
No.
We have equivalent experiences.
Yes.
Like
Fairs.
and shows, which
Fates.
is fates. Shows is a very vague term.
It really is.
But when it's like the Easter show in Australia, that means a very specific thing.
Yes.
Which is like this,
Yes.
basically. And even like the town, it is a city technically, that I grew up in, had like the Queanbeyan show.
Yep.
Which is just like once a year we have a carnival, we just don't call it that. Which is, I don't know why the word carnival is just not an Australian thing.
Yeah. Well, we're like, what is it? It's a show.
Yeah.
What are you doing? We're showing. Come on. We don't need a new word.
Yeah.
It's a show.
I think too, it's based on, in Australia, traditionally,
Yep.
shows were about like livestock and produce primarily.
Yes.
And also we had some stuff for the kids.
Yeah.
And that stuff has certainly elevated in prominence as time has gone on because it's the best stuff.
Yeah.
And like lettuce is boring.
Yeah, look, there's a limited number of times you can watch people show off cows if you are not professionally invested in cows.
Yeah, you got to be real into cows. Even stuff like wood chopping, it's like, that's cool once.
Yeah.
But it's wood, and you're just chopping it.
Yeah, it's not like you're making it into something.
We have machines for that now.
Yeah. It's great to watch, like, a guy do it.
Yeah.
Or, like, the Easter show often will have, like, a car demonstration.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, they're very good at driving.
Yes.
But once you've seen one, until they're jumping over monster trucks, they're not stepping it up, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, anyway, so Kat knows what a carnival is, guys.
Yes.
Bulk and Skull are giving out parking tickets.
I just want to sort of jump back just for a
Sure.
sec. and say they
Do you
all
want me to
act
reverse
like...
the rotation of the Earth?
Don't talk about that. They talk like they've organised this fantastic surprise party for Kat.
Yep.
And she reacts like, oh, guys, you shouldn't have. They just take her to the carnival that was in town.
Yeah, presumably they would have gone to do that if it hadn't been her birthday, right?
Yes. And it's not like they put the carnival on for her.
No.
It's not a great surprise.
It's like, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But all they've done is take her to an attraction that is in town.
Yes. Yeah, if you do that, don't blindfold us. But hey, we're going to the carnival because it's your birthday. Cool. We'll buy you a ticket for you.
Which they don't do, by the way.
No, that does not appear to be the case.
They just walk in.
They do not appear to buy tickets at all, yeah.
Bulk and Skull are giving out parking tickets.
Yep.
Shitty parking tickets. Like 2 inches too close to the line.
Yes.
Which, like, come on, guys, don't be those guys.
I mean, if you're a parking inspector, you're one of those people.
But I don't, like, you know, there's some parking tickets that are like, this area is signposted that you're allowed to be parked there this long.
Yes.
If you're parked there longer than that, you're breaking the rules.
Sure.
But that's a different thing to, like, standing there waiting until you're there 2 hours and 1 minute.
Yes.
And then giving you a ticket. They just don't be dicks. They give their ticket to a man in a safari suit.
Oh, yeah, this is Curious George, right? Or the guy from Curious George, I don't know what his name is. Bill?
I think he's just called the man in the yellow hat.
Ah, that does sound right.
I don't know why he wouldn't have a name, but...
Maybe he was born with that one.
Was he born with the yellow hat?
No.
Because it's a big hat, and it would be even bigger on a baby.
Well, I think the thing is, when you don't have a name,
Yeah.
you've got to identify yourself some way. So he got himself a yellow hat,
Right.
got the name, and then you got to commit to the bit.
Sure.
You got to go all out on that yellow hat and the yellow accessories. Otherwise, they'll be like, "Who's that? It can't be the man in the yellow hat. There's no yellow hat."
Fair enough. I understand.
Uh,
No, it's not a man in a... It's a man definitely in safari gear.
Yes.
It's Lieutenant Stone.
Yeah, which raises so many questions.
My first thought was that he was in disguise to
Yeah.
test them.
Yep.
But what we'll see, like, 2 scenes from now, is this is just his day off.
Yep.
And he just is at the carnival dressed like he's going to the Congo. To, like,
This is just his lifestyle.
He's going to go be the bad guy in a Tarzan movie. Like, I don't really... Even the hat. If it was just the shirt and pants, I'd be like, that's strange.
Yeah.
But I can kind of see how someone could fall into that look. But the hat is very specifically like, I am going to hunt a gorilla with my bare hands.
not with not with your bare hands. That's the, like, aristocratic British rifleman hunter.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Tarzan would do bare hands. It's a basically cosplay, which would make more sense at, like, a convention. But a carnival is not something you generally cosplay to, as far as I know.
It's maybe the weirdest thing in this episode.
And there are some very.
I want the answer to be like, that's what that actor wears for fun. Or he was in another movie on another lot that day, dressed as that guy, and that was all they had. Or he saw that costume on a rack and was like, guys, you do so much weird shit. Can I wear that?
Yeah. I want the answer to be that Lieutenant Stone, in his spare time, loves to pretend he's on safari. Like, not even actually hunt animals.
Right.
He just goes out into, like, reasonably wooded areas, trudges around in his safari suit, and imagines that he's, like, a safari man.
Does he do a British accent to himself?
Definitely. I probably has a fake moustache. He probably took that off before this scene. But like a big curly moustache you can twirl. Like a butterfly net.
Yes, a butterfly net is definitely part of that ensemble for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Now we've covered the best part of the episode. Let's continue.
Now that we're back on the moon,
Yep.
Master Vile has an evil bowling ball.
Yeah.
And inside the evil bowling ball is an even more evil crystal ball.
Oh no, it's the Orb of Doom, guys.
Orb of Doom.
So doomy.
It's a bad name.
It's a real bad name. Every time they talk about it, the thing is, this is a pretty good episode.
Yeah.
The dialogue in the episode, atrocious.
Yeah.
There's several times that characters say basically the same thing as the last character said. And I'm skipping ahead a little bit here, but there's a scene in the command center where there's a dire emergency and they have to go. And about 3 different characters say a variation on, let's be careful out there, but we have to go now.
Yep.
In a row.
Yep.
When there's like a very pressing time emergency going on, it's excruciating.
It's an Orb of Doom. It's like, that's what you put in brackets afterwards to make sure that the guys in props understand that what you want is an evil sphere.
An evil orb, yeah.
Like, yeah, alright. Even just go to, like, a mythology book.
Yep.
And just be like, take something.
Mm-hmm.
Even kids don't know what any of that shit is.
Nope.
Just, like, call it the Orb of Zeus.
Yep.
And, like, that's scary enough.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
You call it the Orb of Ragnarok.
Done. Job done.
Much better.
Yep. And maybe get rid of Orb, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Orb's better than calling it, like, ball.
Yes.
But,
Like, just.
Alright, so, Matt, what does the Orb of Doom do?
So what it does,
Yep.
in order,
Yes.
is, like, you have to place it on a very specific point on the Earth.
Now, Matt, is that specific point on the Earth, like, metaphorical? Is it, like, at the center of the Earth?
No.
Oh, is it just, like...
It's just on a dirty hill a bit north of Danger Grove.
Oh, right.
Like,
Okay.
just like, about 3 meters west of St. Scrubs.
Right, you mean, like,
Shrubs.
just up the hill from the carnival, say?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Very important spot.
Right, yeah.
So it's like a ley line, something, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So you put it down on the ground there.
Are the coordinates the same on other planets, or does it only work on the Earth?
No, it's in relation to carnivals.
Right.
So if there's a carnival,
Okay.
you've got a risk of someone Orb of Dooming the
Oh,
planet.
God. Can you imagine? Here's a pitch.
Yep.
Carnivals,
Yes.
wandering freak shows,
Yes.
like, they're like constantly defending the Earth.
Yes.
They're following like weird ley lines.
Yes.
Because there's sources of power moving along them.
Yep.
And they have to be defended by carny folk.
Yep. Perfect.
There's young adult novel series right there.
And you never know what exactly the danger is going to be.
Yeah.
And that's why you want to recruit
A bunch of weird dudes.
just like strangely multi-skilled
Sometimes
people.
a weirdly hairy woman is exactly what you need to solve those problems.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to take some writing. But like a guy who's just like weirdly good with knives.
Yeah, someone whose job is just a strong man.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you are just going to need a strong man.
Yes, absolutely.
A dude who can talk to lions?
Yep.
You're telling me you can't solve problems with that?
Absolutely. A clown?
We should write this. This is a good young adult.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know what you call it. Carnival apocalypse. It's going to take some work. We don't have to write it on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Matt, what does the Orb of Doom do?
So the Orb of Doom, once
Yep.
you've found your little dusty nook,
Yep.
you put the Orb of Doom down.
Yep.
And it stops the rotation of the planet.
Right. So that would make like gravity be... No, probably not gravity. Gravity's mass. But it would make like magnetic fields be weird and the atmosphere would be messed up. And
No, that's like some mild earthquakes.
Right, okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Because the Earth is stopping, I guess. So it's like...
Yeah, it's like pulling the brakes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. I get that. That makes sense.
That makes sense. And then after that,
Yeah.
the world starts spinning in the other direction.
Oh, okay. So like everything's normal again, but...
Yeah, it's fine, because the Earth is spinning. Actually, no, that's not what happened.
Right.
Michael.
Right. What happens?
Well, this is hard to describe.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say, for the sake of the argument,
Yeah.
that it reverses time.
okay, so like presumably it's magic.
Yes.
So what it's actually doing is the Earth's not revolving backwards.
Yeah.
It's reversing the Earth through that fourth dimension of time. And so everyone starts going backwards and like spitting up ice cream and stuff.
That's not really it.
No?
No.
Okay, how would you describe the effects?
People just get younger.
Right, but they like lose we're jumping back in time. So they're like, it's like they were kids and then they were like...
No.
Oh.
They keep their memories.
Right. Okay.
And they don't exactly like all go back the same amount of years. Everyone's just like a 6-year-old kid, regardless of age. Weirdly specific.
This goddamn show. Why don't you say it turns everyone into kids? That would be fine.
It'd be so fine. And the thing is, it does that to dogs as well. Which is like, if you sit down and think about that for like 30 seconds, your mind will crumble.
It's taking dog years into account.
Yeah.
Because when it was forged in the fires of hell, it was like Satan himself creating the most evil object imaginable. Was like, now, I don't want you to turn dogs into fetuses because that would be fucked up. Yeah. So make sure it just makes them puppies.
Yeah, I think they had to get like their hell accountant in. To be like, okay, we need you to convert this from dog years to human years.
Goddamn show.
Like the 6-year thing, like let's say for the sake of they're 6 years old.
I feel like they're older than 6, but
it might be,
like 7 or 8, maybe.
But like again, most evil thing in all the universe is like, we'll take you back to 8, but look, that's far
there's
enough.
Not even like there's no implication that they will continue to de-age, and there's no. How do they keep all their memory? Do the people writing this show just not know what the words time travel mean?
Definitely.
Have they been confused by every time travel film they've ever seen?
100%.
Where like Arnold Schwarzenegger goes back in time. And he's like...
He doesn't just turn into an 8-year-old kid?
He's like, no, he's like, they're all young. So clearly what happened is it's still 2015, but everybody became younger.
Oh, God.
It's unbearable because everything else is fine.
Yeah, it like aggressively doesn't make sense.
No.
Particularly because, like, again, skip ahead, but this, when it happens to the Power Rangers, because it happened to the Power Rangers, it doesn't cause them to lose their memories of Zordon.
No.
Or their communicators.
No.
But they can't morph.
Yeah.
Because Zordon says it's as if they never met us and took our journey with us.
Yeah.
It's like how do they form memories of you then?
Yeah, it doesn't. The only, like, not to get too weird and metaphysical, the only proof that those things happened is the physical objects that were created and the memories of those things.
Yes.
And if they still have both those things, what's different?
Yeah, what's changed?
Like,
that's the only records we have of stuff.
Is there just, like, something fucked up about their cells? In which case, can't they just go to the command center and do it again?
Yeah.
Like,
it's so confusing.
And
like it opens up so many, like, okay, well, if the Power Rangers never met, like, wouldn't Rita have taken over the Earth?
Yeah.
Would Lord Zed had to
Well, no, but we haven't gone back in time.
Yeah, I know.
It's still 1997.
Yeah. And, like, Rita and Lord Zed go to Earth.
Yep.
Why doesn't that take away their...
No, because it's already happened. It's so insane.
It's so strange.
Just have it turn them into kids.
That's the thing. It's such an easy solution. It's like, here's the orb of kidification.
I mean,
down everyone's kids.
Maybe you cannot sell that as the most evil thing in the galaxy.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
No.
It's problem enough. All right.
It's just the reason this hurts so much is everything else is so good this week. For the first time in so long that for this part to be as nonsensical as every time they've talked about time travel ever, just stop doing it.
And it's so aggressively nonsensical. Like, they put so much effort into making this not make sense. They really worked hard at it.
There's so many solutions, both easy and
Hard.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, it goes back to when the Rangers were kids.
Yep.
Maybe it lets them do it.
Yes.
And now when we get back to now, Rita and Lord Zed have conquered the planet.
Yes.
Because they got to do it before there were Power Rangers. Or it just, like, they're just kids. It turns them into kids. It's a magical kid stick. That's a bad pitch. Maybe we need to move on.
Pump the brakes on that one, baby.
I'm calling this episode Magical Kid Stick.
No, don't do it.
Okay, maybe I won't do it.
Okay. So we're just going to have to accept that one as best we can.
Yeah.
And continue on with the episode. The Orb of Doom is a thing.
Yeah.
We've seen it. There it is.
Yes.
And we've talked a lot about what it will do ahead of time.
Yes.
Because we needed to address that elephant in the room.
Yep. Okay. I do like when Master Vile says this is what it will do.
Yep.
Like Lord Zed says, it'll turn them into kids. We've done that.
Yes.
They just got better.
Yeah.
There's no, believe me, whatever you can think of, we've been trying a lot.
I did love that line. Yeah, he's like, yeah, we done that. Yeah,
No, that one doesn't work.
We tried it.
And Master Vile's retort is basically just, yeah, but I haven't tried it, so, Orb of Doom.
Yeah. I mean, his retort is basically, yeah, the problem is that you did it. And he's got a fair point.
Mind you, he then gives Rito the orb to place.
Yeah, he doesn't think that one through.
I
well.
nearly expected him to just drop it and shatter it. Because he did that 3 weeks ago with Ninja.
He totally did.
I was imagining maybe it turns out there's something more evil in the orb and that's all a red herring, but it's not. Rito succeeds.
Yeah.
For the first time since the first time he showed up.
Yeah. He's good. Not morally.
No.
Although, kind of. But he's effective when he needs to be.
Yep. Okay, so the Rangers get summoned to the command center.
Yes.
Because shit's about to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Darkest force in the universe.
Bad timing, too, because they were having a great time on that slide.
I have the words written down, a treacherous crystal.
Yes.
Does someone say that?
Yes.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, that's a Zordon. He calls it a treacherous
I don't
crystal.
have it in quotation marks. I wasn't sure if that was just something I'd thought as we were going.
No, here's something that you didn't... That's not something that you thought. Here's why.
Because it's not treacherous?
No!
Because treachery is not just a word that means evil, but a word with specific meaning related to betrayal.
That's correct.
Right, okay.
You can't be treacherous if you're a crystal, because you can't act with intent.
You aren't expecting it to be a good crystal and then all of a sudden it's the Orb of Doom.
Maybe he had a really bad experience with the Orb of Doom. He thought Doom meant something else. He took it out like, this is going to be great. And then of course it's Orb of Doom thing. He's like, oh, you treacherous crystal. Not on the crystal, but, it's just Zordon's fault.
Okay, there's another wrinkle.
Yep.
Once the orb is put there,
Yep.
it cannot be removed.
Right.
Now, this is fascinating because it gets put there and I'm pretty sure Tommy's not a kid forever.
It's interesting, right?
So, either that's a lie
Yep.
or they're just going to walk back on that one a little gently.
I mean, they never said that it can't be destroyed or depowered and then covered up with a blanket.
I mean, I guess that's technically true,
Yeah.
but to be honest, I'm imagining for this show, they're just going to remove it at some point.
Probably.
But I guess we'll find out. So, time to go down. Rito's there, he's got the crystal.
Yep.
He's not right on the spot,
Yep.
but he's close.
Which is a strange decision for a skull man who can teleport anywhere he wants.
Yep. So the Rangers go to try
Yep.
and stop him.
Yep.
He summons a lot of Tengers.
Yeah. And when he does that,
Yep.
the Tenga thing kicks in.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
It's like you actually go oh shit, they're going to actually try and stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real good.
And it is undercut a little by the fact that a group of the Tengers then run away.
Yeah. But
'Cause-
that actually turns out to be the smartest tactical decision made by any character possibly on the show ever.
It's funny because as they're running away, they yell like, "Let's go to the carnival." And I thought, like, what a bizarre decision to have him summon as 6 more Tengers and then have them just decide to goof off. What a weird, like, why in this episode of all things would you
It's
put
kind
that
of
there?
consistent with the characterization of the
Yeah,
Tengers.
but what a weird thing to be in this episode.
Yeah.
Which is why that's not what's happening.
No.
They're going to go attack the carnival.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot more sense.
It does.
Um,
And like, if that was a call made by those Tengers are criminal masterminds.
they deserve to be on every throne.
Yes.
And Goldar is like, yeah, fuck it. you
Yeah,
know?
Goldar was about, I think, like 2 minutes in, clearly realizing that, this one's going places.
It's like, if we lose, what's the worst that they can do to me?
Yeah.
And if we win, I can say I was here.
yeah,
So,
Goldar contributed.
what about Goldar?
Spoiler alert, he doesn't contribute.
I mean, no.
No,
okay,
he doesn't contribute.
He doesn't. Okay, so Kat, Rocky, and Tommy are going to stay with Goldar and Rito and the Tengers.
Try and get the orb. Yeah.
And Adam, Billy, and Aisha are going to go and try and protect the other Tengers.
No, protect Carnival from the Tengers.
Sorry, yes, stop the Tengers.
Yep.
I feel like Ninja would have really just amped up the stakes again.
Yes.
Because, like, he's not here.
Yeah.
And this feels like the sort of situation
Yeah,
where...
you'd give him a call.
Yeah, and have him also be defeated.
Yes.
But, like, show that they're going all out.
Yeah. We don't get that.
No. I gotta say, we criticise the show, I think fairly,
Yep.
for doing its season finale 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
But not only have they done this episode really well,
Yep.
it benefits from Master Val not just showing up this week.
Yeah, it really does.
Like, he's established himself as a threat. He's had a couple of goes.
Yeah, not enough that he's kind of, like Rita and Zed, now lost a lot of his credibility.
Yeah.
He's had a few goes, come close.
He's just like, okay, all
every
right,
time.
I've got like, you know, the ground. I know what the deal is.
Yep.
Now I'm coming out swinging.
Yep. It works.
Yeah.
It's a pity that, like, if this was a better show,
Yep.
it would have been the previous times it appeared he fails, but he was just putting pieces in place. For this.
Yes, that would have been great.
And this is the episode where he's like, all right, now this is it.
Motherfuckers, yeah.
But that's not quite what we get, unfortunately.
So Adam, Billy, and Aisha, like, arrive with the Tengers.
Yes. They're there to protect the carnival.
Yep. They're going to need some extra power.
Actually, they actually fight for a decent amount of time before it gets to that point. And
It's a bummer.
it's a bummer that it happens, but it's a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
And then, yes, they do decide that things aren't going their way, so they put on their metallic armor.
Yep.
Which, it still looks bad.
Yeah.
But I will say, the metallic armor, like, moves that they do,
Much better.
so much
Are
better.
exactly what they needed to be 4 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
To make it feel, like, powerful.
Yeah.
Aisha, like, jump kicks off a building.
Yep.
But,
Like,
like
rockets as she kicks.
yeah, the kick is sped up.
Yeah.
But not the impact.
Yeah.
Because presumably, like, you can't speed up that part because the Tenga would be going fast as well.
Yes.
But it just, like, it looks like she's got more to it.
Yes.
Billy does, like, a butterfly kick that sends a Tenga flying.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Adam, like, punches forward, takes the Tenga out, jumps back and lets two, like, take themselves out.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's real cool.
It's what it needed.
Yeah.
It's like...
It still looks terrible. Like, the costumes look terrible.
Yeah.
But at least the powers look great now.
Yeah.
Presumably this is the last time we'll ever see them. So
I mean, I guess, yeah.
it's a pity that they got it right on the last time. But, oh well.
Yeah. At least it's something, right?
Yeah.
All right, so back on the hill.
Yep.
It's really like Rocky's fighting Rito.
Yes.
And Goldar's fighting Tommy.
Yes.
And Kat, is just fighting Tengas.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. As far as, you know...
I guess, yeah.
Tommy and Goldar have a thing.
have a thing. That's right.
I guess Rocky and Rito have fought a couple of times.
I think it's sort of like the Red Ranger, technically.
Gets the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Cat probably deserves it more.
Yeah.
Despite being around for like 2 weeks.
Yep. And basically, at this point, the bad guys win.
Yeah, that's it. So, but yeah, I think Rocky fails. We should be very clear. This is all Rocky's fault.
Yep.
Because Rocky gets within arm's reach of the orb, but then Rito's able to just sort of like push him away, to hold him away, and treat him like a child. And be like, come get it. You can't because you're shit. Which is true. It's Rocky.
Yep.
And then he moves far enough away, counts his steps, guesses that this is the spot, isn't sure, but it's like, well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Puts the orb down, and then everything goes to shit.
So a beam of energy shoots into the sky.
Yep.
And we get some lightning.
Yep.
And earthquakes.
Yep.
Which is presumably just the inertia of...
Yep.
Yeah.
The monsters sort of peace out.
They're basically like, well, okay, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Tommy tries to grab the orb, but it electrocutes the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So,
do you think they had to not be there at that moment?
Because they were going to be turned into kids? Yeah, probably.
Can you imagine like a little kid skeleton Rito?
I mean, kid skeletons are kind of like...
I think it'd be kind of adorable.
What does Kid Goldar look like? Does he look like a kitten in armor?
Yes.
Kid Goldar might be better than regular Goldar.
That's a very low bar to clear.
I don't know what Kid Tengas are. They're all like huddled in a nest.
Oh, maybe they'd just be like little pigeons that are shitty. I could just see, though, like, Kid Rito's head, because he's got that kind of helmet.
Yeah, it's just bigger.
Yeah, but like, yeah, so it sort of like falls over his head uncomfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, Tommy gets electrocuted.
Yep.
Like, what he says is like, okay, that's done. Let's hope the others had better luck.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would have been good if the Tengas had murdered everyone at the carnival.
But at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Your job was to stop the darkest force in the universe from kicking off the end of the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happened downstairs.
It's already the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good that people didn't die at the carnival, but they're probably going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Because Rocky fucked up.
I mean, objectively, the best option was for the 6 of them to stay there.
Yes.
And sacrifice maybe some people.
Yes.
But...
And really, what is a Tengu going to do?
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen them hurt anybody.
No. Like, worst case scenario, they're going to pull some pranks.
Yeah.
They'll do what the putties did and steal some clothes and run around.
They might pretend to be watch salesmen in parks.
They might pretend to be your boyfriend so that Rita can hypnotize you.
Look, they've got some weird fetishes, and I don't think it's fair for us to judge them for it.
Oh, I'm not judging.
I'm judging a little.
Well, that's cruel.
Yeah, I'm cruel. That's fine.
Tengus you love to.
So, on the moon,
Yep.
Everyone's celebrating.
Yeah, except for Lord Zed, who's a little like, it'd really be shitty if Master Violet got what I was trying to do for 100 years.
Why didn't you get the Orb of Doom, buddy?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where has the Orb of Doom been this whole time?
I guess it's been... I don't know. Who knows? There's not an answer. The answer is it didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, Master Vile puts a muzzle on Goldar because he's mouthing off.
Which, like, is one of those moments that's kind of intense.
Yeah.
But also, like, oh wow, someone should have done that 145 episodes ago.
So he starts doing some dark magic.
Yes.
The orb glows.
Yep.
The Power Rangers, Matt.
Yes.
Have gone back to the carnival.
Yeah.
Unmorphed. Is that the best place?
I don't know that there is a good place.
I mean, if Zordon and Alpha had some idea of what was happening, maybe they could have said, hey, go to another planet. Come back in 5 minutes. Like...
Yeah, but no.
Yeah. Why doesn't Zordon get turned into 6-year-old Zordon? Just a baby's head in a tube.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because Zordon is 10,000 years old.
Yeah, no, that would make sense if it took them all back to the same, like...
If they took them all back
to 1990, say, yes.
Yeah, but no.
That doesn't appear to be the case. Anyway, yeah, it's
but if it changes your age, but not your broad circumstance... Theoretically, he could be 6 years old, but he's still trapped in a time warp, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure, who knows. Maybe he's not on Earth.
That's true.
He's like beamed in or something. Who knows? Yeah. It's so weird that the Rangers go back to the carnival.
Yeah.
Like, if they'd been defeated there, you could watch this be like, okay, well, we've unmorphed and we haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
But they had to go to the carnival. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Master Val keeps doing magic and the orb explodes?
It definitely explodes. And it was really like, let's get some pyrotechnics budget for this.
Yeah,
It's
we
a big
haven't got a
night.
Megazord fight in this one, so...
Let's have an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's part of the process.
Would this episode have been all American footage?
Yes.
Maybe some of the Master Vial shots.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
Maybe.
But mostly...
Almost entirely, I would
Yeah,
say.
because there's no, like, Zords or... Yeah.
Yep.
So the orb explodes and a very terrible CGI Earth stops rotating.
Yep.
And then starts rotating the other way.
Yep.
The effect on the transition of everyone back into kids, it's like melting.
Yeah, it's messed up, right?
It's messed up.
It's not how de-aging works. I mean, I guess it doesn't.
No,
so it's hard to say.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
And all the kids start to panic.
Yep.
I don't really know why. Like, I understand that what's happening is terrifying, but the Rangers remember being adults. Shouldn't everyone remember being adults and be like, this is definitely a strange... Like, if I was suddenly in the body of a 6-year-old,
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is a strange thing that has happened to me, but screaming and running around isn't going to achieve anything.
I don't know that you'd have that clarity of mind.
I would, but I was willing to accept that other people wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So everyone panics, and Rita and Zed and Goldar and Rito are on the hill.
Yeah. Which is one of those things that whenever those guys are on Earth, it feels like a big deal.
It really does. And so they're celebrating.
Yep.
And the kids are like, hey, we should try to morph. I gotta give credit. The kid playing Tommy nails that it's morphing time.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where if I didn't understand how like plotting and story worked, I could have thought maybe he could have morphed because he really sells it.
Yeah. And it's great because like he yells it's morphin' time and we get a dramatic zoom in on his face.
Yeah, it's like a snap zoom, exactly like it would be if they were morphing.
But then nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Because I guess they can't morph because kids can't morph except for that whole season where one can.
Well, no, kids can morph. It's just that they never met Zordon except they did, but they didn't.
They never met Zordon, but they know what morphing is and have morphers.
That's right.
Of course.
Yep.
Because time travel.
Yes.
This show.
And that's the thing, like, if they didn't get the powers, whatever, can they not go to the command center and just get powers?
Just say it turns you into kids and it's disrupted the morphing grid. Yeah. Like, Alpha was talking about it messing with the systems. Just... Anyway, we've got to move on. One thing in particular I wanted to call out. The actress playing Rita, like, what a tough job that must have been. Because she's on that, like, moon set with no one else with a face.
Nope.
Having to overact dramatically.
Yes.
Like, and mouth lines that are just going to be dubbed by someone else.
Yes.
She's like, that's a tough job.
That's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one wants that job.
No, and like, in this bit, celebration especially, like, she's pushing, overacting as far as you can go.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of work put into that performance that I do appreciate.
Yeah. Okay, so Zed and Rita make them all grow.
Yeah. Which was one of the things that's like, if you've had that ability that whole time...
Just all go down and make you... So there's like 12 of you. Just logistically, the Power Rangers can't fight you off.
Yeah. Especially, there's been a few times when the Power Rangers have been down and out. Like last week.
Yep.
Where they were on the ropes.
Yep, 1 on 3.
Yeah. Just go down there and be big.
Just send down, like, Golda and Rito and Squat and Babu. And they can't, like... Yeah. Anyway, so they all, like, walk around and they make the ground shake. And then, so we're in the command center, which is apparently losing power.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Well, you know, the electricity has reverted to back when electricity was 8 years old. And electricity wasn't very reliable.
Oh, right. So it's like electricity in 1906 or however old electricity is.
Exactly.
And,
so it's really touch and go.
right, so does that mean that, like, Alpha 5 is a computer from when computers are 8 years old and he now takes up a whole room?
That's right. And you have to insert, like, giant floppy disks into
No,
them.
punch cards. Decks
yeah.
of cards with holes in them.
Nice, yep.
Oh, boy. So, I mean, we end on just, like, the Power Rangers crying as children.
That's, like, I liked how this episode set up this sense of foreboding. That may have been a step too far to have these, like, 6-year-old kids with tears streaming down their faces.
Cry, child. Cry for my television show.
Yeah. And that, like, on the tears rolling down the cheeks, the credits.
The end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It ends with children crying. The children are like our nostalgia for Power Rangers.
weeping tears.
Yeah.
I've just looked this up. This episode aired at the end of November 1995.
Yes.
The first episode of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers was in February the following year.
Wow.
Alien Rangers, like, really aired more as a prequel to Zeo than it did as a finale of this show.
So this was like the status quo in children's minds.
Across Christmas.
Wow.
Kids getting Power Rangers toys at Christmas, going, well, they can't pilot them because they're weeping children.
Yeah. It's bold. Like, I appreciate it in a way. Yeah. Nice one, guys.
Yeah.
They really did a season finale.
I mean,
They did
it's
a series
taken
finale.
145 episodes.
Yeah, but they got there. And you know what? It's real nice.
Yeah, it really is.
To get to the end and be like, good. You did it. There was some questionable stuff in there.
Yep.
But I was entertained.
There sure was some questionable stuff. I think also, like, I don't know much about Alien Rangers.
Yep.
But I've got to assume that the pitch is, like, everybody on Earth is kids. Zordon can't substitute. But everybody not on Earth is still the same. So, let's get some aliens.
Rangers.
Like, that's a strong pitch.
Yes.
I don't know, like, why they've got dumb heads. I assume just so we know they're aliens.
Yeah, that's how aliens work.
Okay.
They got to have prosthetics on their heads.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Except for all the aliens who don't.
They're not really aliens, though, are they?
Right. I mean, yes. It's not how aliens work. So, are we done?
We do have 2 responsibilities. No, 1 responsibility.
There's no new monsters this
No new
week.
monster. Adam.
This is a strong Adam.
Yep.
For the last episode of the show.
So glad we can say that.
Yeah.
Now we're done.
Now we're done.
We can lay down our burden. No more Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Michael. We have seen every single episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
We really have. That's weird.
It is weird.
It is weird.
It doesn't seem like we've seen 145 because...
All of them have been the same.
Yeah, like 120 of them have been the same episode.
Yeah.
But...
In varying degrees of good and bad.
Yeah. But when you think back to, like, when Jason and Zach and Trini were on the show...
That was so long ago.
It was a really long time ago. And, like, even just thinking back to the Thunderzords... Seems like a long time ago now.
Yeah.
The original Megazord
Oh, yeah, no.
seems ancient. We've been through some stuff.
Do you have any highlights? What's like... what stands out for you? Especially, like, the stuff that was nearly 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What if that makes you go, like...
I think Grin with Evil.
Yep.
Like, and it got real bad in the middle.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is like, guys, this is not a 5-parter.
It was tough, but definitely up there.
Yep.
I think the introduction of the Thunderzord. No, not the introduction of Thunderzords. That was actually kind of lame and ham-fisted. Actually, the death of the Thunderzords. When their head got chopped off, that felt like a real, things are happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, not a lot else is jumping out at me. As much as, I know, you didn't love those Masked Rider episodes.
Yeah.
I kind of did.
They were definitely distinct.
Yeah, it was a different thing for the show.
Yeah.
And they never followed up on it, but it was world expanding in that moment.
Yep.
It really felt like there's a big universe out there.
Yeah.
So that was definitely something for me.
Yeah. I think for me it's single monsters.
Yeah.
It's Pudgy Pig and Pumpkin Rapper and even Invincible Flytrap.
Yes.
It's so dumb, but...
Yeah. But there was really a golden era of monsters back at the start there, and I don't know if the Sentais haven't been living up to it, or they've been less able to translate the Sentai stuff across.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not being able to use the fight footage means you have to work from whole cloth.
Yes.
And, maybe Zoe Ranger just had the best monsters.
Yeah.
Or, the best monsters of these 3 consecutive seasons.
Yes.
Or, I mean, what the shit was the Great Bukala escape? We saw it and talked about it for an hour, and I still don't quite know what that was.
So that is kind of a highlight for me, though.
In just how...
Because it was so different.
The time Tommy lost his Green Ranger powers and the last thing he did was pretend to be a watermelon.
Yeah.
That entire 2-parter is
That was really good.
Well, was it? That also had bizarre, nonsensical time travel.
But he pretended to be a watermelon, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a mixed bag.
And, I did like the green candle stuff.
Yep.
Because that was something that had real stakes and had lasting consequences. And they just went for it and committed to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was really good. Yeah, I think there's definitely... Looking back on it, there's some definite high points.
I mean, I'm looking at, the first half of Season 2.
Yep.
Is, we open with the mutiny, Lord Zed shows up, everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
Then, for the next 10 episodes, is the Green Dream through Green No More, is, stuff's happening with Tommy, this isn't good.
Yes.
And then 5 episodes later, he's back,
Yeah.
and he's the White Power Ranger, and he's got a tiger.
Yeah.
And, then... the new Power Rangers show up and they're ninjas.
Yeah.
And then they become Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It's that's a real just...
That's a good stretch.
That's stuff where stuff is constantly changing.
Yeah.
And then the back half of that season is stuff happens, but it's Rangers Back in Time and The Wedding and Return of the Green Ranger where
It was really spinning wheels. They had to fabricate things to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that weird stretch of time where they went back in time 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Bizarre choices.
Guys, stop writing stories about time travel if you don't understand time travel.
We say that, but if they held to that rule, we wouldn't have Power Rangers in tassels.
Okay, look, I'm willing to give them that one.
It was good. It wasn't good. But
no.
It was different.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
All right. Matt, we're done with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Don't want to go, Michael.
I know, it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what follows is now just constantly changing status quos.
Yeah.
At varying speeds, but...
Mighty Morphin, I watched quite a lot of. But I also watched quite a lot of Zero when I was a kid.
Yep.
But Mighty Morphin is Power Rangers.
Yep.
We use Mighty Morphin to distinguish it, sort of, in the nomenclature from the other series.
Yeah.
But this is Power Rangers.
Yep.
And after that is variations on the theme. This is the end of Power Rangers,
Yeah, but also, there will never be an end of Power Rangers.
Yeah, we hope.
As evidenced by the fact that we, despite being finished with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we will be back next week.
We will be back next week for Mighty Morphin Alien Ranger Danger.
I'm still pushing for Mighty Morphin Alien Dalian, but I can tell from the look on your face that that's going to be a fight that we're going to have before we come back next week.
We'll dispute that one. Well, thank you for joining us for 145 episodes.
Thank you so much, guys. Especially to all of you who've been here. Not to undermine the people who've just discovered it.
Yeah.
But I know there's some of you who've been here for nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
And who've sat with us through all of this, waiting for us to get to maybe some good stuff.
You know what I like to think about is, you know how different our lives are now to when we started?
Yeah, absolutely.
How different the lives are of all the people
Yeah.
that have listened to us for 3 years.
Yeah.
And we've been a part of their lives through all of that change.
I mean, some of our listeners like finishing high school, finishing college, starting jobs, maybe having kids.
Yeah. What would really warm my heart, I think, what I think I would really appreciate, if you have the time, it's okay if you don't, is to send us an email if you've been listening to the show for quite a while, and tell us what's changed in your life since you started listening. Like, what have you been through that we've kind of been with you through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've really enjoyed having you guys as part of our journey. So, yeah, it'd be cool to find out what you've been through that we've been with you for. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
On that note...
Goodbye, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Goodbye, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's it. And we will see you next time, I hope, for the start of a brand new era. It's Mighty Morphin Alien Ranger Danger.
Mighty Morphin Alien Dalien, it sure is.
Nope.
Definitely. I do the videos.
The videos?
Yeah, like when I make it for YouTube, I can just make it say whatever I want, and you don't know how to do it, so you can't stop me.
But next time on the podcast, I can just say, like, popcorn, 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 popcorn until you change it back.
All right. Well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Send us an email with...
Can you go from the top of that sentence? Like, what would really warm the cockles of my heart is maybe what you said.
All right.
You don't have to say that again.